Well, I started this tree trunk without you. Because to be honest with you, I was kind of scared. I was not convinced that I was heading in the right direction by going brown. You know, I really thought that I would regret that. So I just wanted to experiment for a moment. And as soon as I laid these colors on, I was happy enough with them. So I thought, well, I'll turn on the camera and pretend that I knew what I was doing the whole time. So here we are. I still like the notion of you know, the silhouette, which will be maintained. Because what I'm going to do, because it's so backlit at the bottom, this edge will remain dark. This edge will also remain dark where it's adjacent to the bright colors. I know I had mentioned before that I would likely put a slice of light reflecting here and here, reflecting the light source from back here. But because it's already against light, I'm not going to do that. I think that'll weaken the edge. But what I can do is where the trunk goes up underneath the canopy, and it's very dark, it'll be very dark against the tree trunk, I'll be able to pick up some of this light and just reflect it in a few areas up here. I think that's going to work all right. So let's just carry on with that and see how things go. See how this light spot is ending right where this branch behind it intersects? I'm going to cross right over it. I think that simply works better. Now we'll carve into this a little bit. It's going to be dark under that branch. And we'll start with some darkness there. Going up into that area. And I'm using burnt sienna, ultramarine blue. And I'd like to say that I'm really using burnt sienna, but that burnt sienna needs to be tempered with the ultramarine blue. If I don't do that, we'll end up with basically the same color as we have here and here. So I have to go a little grayer. And ultramarine blue and burnt sienna, in this case, works together to make a bit of a brownish gray. Won't always do that, but it works for that right now. I think that's okay. And we have that. We have this fairly dark branch, and I'm not going to kill the value completely, but cool off the color. So, in the interest of cooling off the color, we'll just go with more ultramarine blue in our mixture. Okay, that really pushes it back. Now, seeing as up here, we're also very much in the shade. Let's see, I think I've got that a bit thin. It's getting darker towards the top. I do want it to do that. Okay, this branch is behind the trunk, so that's what I was talking about. Picking up some of that color from here, but here it stands against the dark. It stands out and it looks okay. So that was fun for a couple of strokes, but now we need to kill it. Now we need to drop that value a little bit as we get right to the top. I'm seeing this as just being too much without design. I want a little design in there. Okay, I think that works. All right, now ooh, I don't know. Getting dicey. I wasn't going to put that line there, and then I decided to. We'll see. I may live to regret that yet. In fact, I already do. I have to take the wind out of that. That's too strong. Too much. Okay. Um, 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 um. Yeah. Just a little too much, a little too light for me. Keep it there, keep it there. It's getting weaker and weaker and weaker. But you know what might help? This branch. I think it will, because it's going to break up this edge that I have. Let's see, is that light enough? Yeah, I suppose it is. I don't want to go too blue on that. It's a fairly substantial branch. So, you know, what if we were to allow that to catch a bit of light on the bottom too? Okay, that's pretty amateurish looking thing. Good intentions, it's heading in the right direction, but it's just not quite doing it. A little better. You know, sometimes these things just fall off the knife. They work so well. And sometimes it's a struggle. At the moment, you can guess which one it is. But I think it'll do. What I did do though, or what I did not do, is actually put some dark paint in there. And I should have done that earlier because that really helps to make something stand out. And I have this razor sharp edge coming down, you know, and that's not a tree. A tree doesn't have razor sharp edges. It's got texture. Okay. I'm feeling just okay about it, and that's about it. Let me just try a couple things quickly, see how this goes. That can catch a bit of light from below as well. As long as it's reasonably managed. Yeah, this is just too blah. I'm simply gonna have to put a little more color in there. I see no way around it. Stronger strokes. Less smeary. Okay, that's awfully close to the color of the bushes, but I'm going to leave it. Look at this little bit of weakness here. Whoops. Okay, I like that. Makes me less of a chicken. Makes me feel like I'm less of a chicken. Little bits of ultramarine blue in there. That might not hurt. Letting that blue show, letting that blue show a little bit more is something I think of a good idea. It'll helps to separate the trunk colors from the colors behind it. Alright, and up here, because I still have this one branch that I don't want to draw too much attention to, but it needs to hold some light. Whoa, okay. That's about 10 times more light than I wanted to give it. Holy mackerel, what was I doing? Okay, that's definitely going. A stupid screw up like that, I should definitely know better. If I claim to know what I'm doing, then I better know better. Let's try that again. Only maybe with more thought and less vigor. That's going to do. Yeah. That's going to do. It's less defined. Okay, I better have a little stand up and a little look at this, because I'm needing to back up. Nope, not good enough. I got that blue in the wrong place. Darn. The blue wasn't so bad, but it gave it a concave feel. I didn't want that. And I must tell you that frustration is beginning to creep up on me now. Which means it's time to stop for the moment. Because when I get frustrated, I start to speed things up because I quickly want to fix this, or I quickly want to fix that. And you know, sometimes it just takes 10 minutes or so of a break. And then I'm good to go again. Okay, I'm not going to paint right to the bottom of that tree. I'm going to leave that pretty clean so that I can go into it again without making it appear too messy. Alright, you know, I actually ended up with more light on this side facing this way than I expected. That's okay, it's reflected light. When you're in the middle of the forest, light can come from so many different places. It's all very plausible. But I think I better take that break because I'm getting a bit persnickety here. So I walked into a store and I bumped into a mannequin and I said, "Oh, excuse me, I thought you were a person." And then I realized I was still talking to a mannequin. So what I've been doing for the last little bit here is talking to myself and trying to, in my head, justify why I would paint this tree trunk the way I have. On its own, I'm very happy with it. My initial intention was to have it quite a bit darker. I think I'm just going to have a close look at it again later. It's much better, it's less busy than it was. I'd hoped to do that trunk with fewer strokes than I've used. But it may be okay. It really, really depends on what I do with the rest of this. Well, things are coming together here. As you can see, the tree is pretty much painted. I'd like to do a few little finesse bits here and there. I'd like to incur on this very sort of geometric edge. That's fine, I'll get to it. I'm going to work my way down onto this tree now. And before I do that, I need to strengthen my wash head. So I think that what I'm going to do is reinvigorate the intensity of the outline here. You know, this is all in shadow. It's got to be strong. It's in shadow and it's in the foreground. So I'm just grabbing my brush here and laying in much of what I think will be, okay, I'll cut that short. Much of what I think will be the design. I'm just kind of honing this design, making it strong. I don't know. I'm probably going to let it stay somewhat light, but well, allow a little bit of light to show up on it, but not very much. Okay, that's you know, funny thing, I have this line coming down again on the, you know, here, like I have elsewhere in the painting. If I do that, it cuts off the incursion of the background into here. So I think it helps design-wise. Small thing, I suppose, but whatever, I'm going to do it anyway. And I don't know that this tree should come right right down to the ground. I think I'd like to have some bush in front. Alright, so just strengthen that. Yeah, take it from there. Yeah. Anyway, I think the shape here is pretty good. I went pretty light earlier. I went dark and then it became weak, and then I went light and it became weak, and the trunk itself was okay, but it was just too light for my own comfort, so I've gone darker now. And painted in all of this, you know, I think it's alright. I don't know what to say for now. It's coming, but very slowly.